Well, I appreciate everybody being available today. We moved the weekly press conference out of City Hall in Lima to downtown Cairo. And we did it for a very specific purpose, which is to really punctuate and celebrate the end of a project that's been in the works for a couple of years. Mayor Jim Everett's here, along with Deputy Utilities Director Mike Caprella, and also one of the customers whom we're going to find out if she's pleased or not to have city water. So, Jim, why don't you tell us a little bit about the project and what's happened here to get city water up to Cairo?
Okay. The Village of Cairo Council actually began this in January of 2009. We had public meetings. There was a large interest from the public in getting a public water system. When we did our engineering studies, it was found that the best alternative was to go with the City of Lima due to the cost and the availability of water. We then began pursuing grants and loans, and construction actually began in February of this year, and they are completing the construction right now. Most of the residents are hooked up. This was a joint effort between the City of Lima, the Allen Water District, and the Village of Cairo. Each one of them come together, sign contracts, and Lima's gaining customers. The Water District will be able to expand from this project, and the residents in the village have a good water supply as well as a lot better fire protection. Jean Bradford is a local resident, and she's been a strong advocate of the water system, so I'll just let her make a few comments about the results since she's been hooked up.
Thank you. We was probably one of the first hooked up, and we really enjoy not walking into our house and smelling the sulfur that we had from our well. Our appliances are going to last a lot longer. The water pressure, we actually put a reducing valve on it to keep the pressure down so that we didn't get hurt stepping into the shower. It's amazing that you can do laundry, you can wash dishes, you can actually take a shower and still have water pressure. It's amazing. Just cannot express the amount of benefits that we have from the water supply.
Mike, why don't you describe what the project involved?
Okay. Well, the project involved tying on to an existing water line at Lutz Road back by Springbrook Golf Course and extending the line up 65. Had to go under Route 30, which was a major undertaking, I'm sure, and into the village. And then there were lines placed along all the streets, within the village of Cairo here. And once the lines were in, then our crew started working on putting the services in. And I'll have to say this was kind of a thinking outside the box technology for us. A couple things we did different here is, well, one, in cooperation with the village and the mayor, we actually had crews to expedite this process actually report to work here. Instead of driving to our field services division, getting their trucks and equipment and driving up here and then starting work, we could lose 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour a day on work. So we had crews that lived up in this area actually reported to work here. In cooperation with the village, we were able to keep our equipment here, our supplies here. So they came right here, and boy, they started work right away, and we saved a lot of time on that, which helped actually keep our costs down a little bit. Another thing we did that was really different is we've changed our metering technology here. We have an automated read system within our whole system, but we have to, with that system, it sends a electronic signal, they're electronic meters, but we still would have to drive around the system and pick up these reads. What we've done here is we went with a read system that don't even require us to come up into the village to get our readings. Our meters, and I'll show them, they're sitting down here. If you can pan over here. This is what the new meters look like. They're total electronic, and they send a signal and a read. Actually, every 10 seconds, the read from these meters goes to a tower that sits just behind us up on the grain elevator. The signal into those towers then goes back to our billing office, and everything's done without ever sending somebody here to read the meters. It's all done automated. So we've done a lot of thinking, like I said, outside the box here to make it more efficient for us to do. And the cooperative agreement we have with them, we also have actually oversized the line coming here for future development purposes. The line coming up Route 65 is actually a 16-inch water main. There's a lot of volume there, and as the resident explained, there's a lot of pressure. It's one of the first projects we've done where actually people have put pressure reducers in their homes to actually cut the pressure down a little bit. So if you want a lot of pressure, I mean, it'll peel the skin off of you, I imagine. So yeah, if you don't have that reducer, but it was a good project for us, and that cooperation was just amazing between the entities involved.
I might mention and pick up on what Mike was just describing. This is the northernmost that the city's water system now goes, but it's not where we expect it to end. We have discussions underway with a business north of Cairo, chemical business that is very interested in the opportunity for city water, and so we're in discussions to extend the line up to them. We also, several years ago, in conjunction with the development of the what was then called the Sugar Creek Golf development, we ran a water line up Dixie Highway, and so that terminates now at the golf course. But our hope is eventually to connect the line that is here over past Beaver Dam and there to Dixie. That would then provide us with a complete loop of the system. It would allow us to actually provide water for the first time along the State Route 30 corridor, and we believe, along with the county's investment in the sanitary systems up here, could help stimulate development here. I mean, when you think about the intersection of State Route 30 and 75, that is a huge intersection of the highways here. And the opportunity to potentially to see industrial and commercial development in particular along this corridor is very real, and we're hopeful about that. Anything else we should mention, Mayor?
I think that pretty well covers it.
We really appreciate the opportunity to be here today when the weather permitted us to be here in the middle of the village and at a point when the project is really terminating. We have one more item that I want to ask Brett Roehm from the Parks Department. He has an announcement concerning parks programming.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning. Just want to remind citizens and 3rd through 6th graders that our basketball deadline is this Friday. In the past couple years, we've had some kids get shut out. They were on the outside looking in and didn't get an opportunity, so I want to remind those kids to make sure they get signed up by this Friday. Also, to the motoring public, tomorrow evening from 6 to 8 is our trick-or-treat. Please be extremely careful. We'll have numerous excited kids out. Certainly, hopefully, they'll be on the sidewalk, but I can guarantee you there'll be some in the middle of the street. So please be careful. We want to avoid any tragedies and have a safe trick-or-treat time. Again, tomorrow night, 6 to 8 p.m. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Brett. I believe that's all that we have for today, so we'll break down for interviews. Thank you.